So last night we got two more major injuries in the NBA. One to who I would consider and who most would consider the league's best player, LeBron James, and then one to the Rookie of the Year frontrunner, LaMelo Ball. With LeBron, it's a high ankle sprain. I'm not a doctor, but Woj said it could be 8 to 11 games, maybe more, maybe less. LeBron is a superhuman, but he's also 36 and has played a lot of basketball, so I don't really know. And then LaMelo Ball, I think it was a hand injury, and he's out for the rest of the season. So very bad blows to both the Lakers and Hornets. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about the implications of these injuries, both on the Lakers and Hornets and on the award races, as both players were considered for major awards and were probably front runners. So if we talk about LeBron first, because I think it's probably a bigger impact because, he's the best player in the world. So he's going to be out for quite a few games, and the Lakers obviously are also struggling with Anthony Davis being injured, so the team is not looking great. I still think they're a respectable team. They have players like Dennis Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell, but a lot of the burden is going to come on Dennis Schroeder, Montrezl Harrell, Kyle Kuzma, and THT, Talen Horton-Tucker, because I think those are the four guys who can really create offense for the Lakers, and they're going to need them. They're going to need them to create open looks from themselves, but also create open looks for guys like Wesley Matthews and KCP. So I think that's a lot of pressure, but these are good NBA players we're talking about, so I don't think the Lakers will lose all of their next 10 games, but they're not going to win all of their next 10 games. So the Lakers are currently in the 3 seed. They're one game back of the Suns, who are the 2 seed, and most importantly, I would say, is that they're 2.5 games ahead of the Blazers and the Nuggets, who are the 5 and 6 seeds. And then they're 4 games ahead of the Spurs, who are the 7 seed. And obviously the 7 seed goes into the play-in games, so they don't want to be in that. I would say the main priority for the Lakers would be to get the 6 seed at this point in the season, because the difference between the 3 seed or the 2 seed and the 6 seed in the West isn't that bad. Like, I'll list off the teams: the Jazz, the Suns, the Lakers, the Clippers, the Nuggets, and the Blazers. I would say playing all those teams is pretty equal for the Lakers. I think they'd probably want to avoid the Clippers, but then again, they would also don't want to play the Blazers or the Nuggets. They're all good teams in the West, and I think the Lakers are probably better than all of them with LeBron and AD healthy. And teams are going to be like, we don't want to play the Lakers. That's more of the concern. But if they fall into the 7 seed, then they might have to play the Warriors or Memphis or New Orleans in a play-in game. And once they get past that, they have the Suns and the Jazz. And it's just an extra, more games, harder path to the final. And the Lakers obviously don't want that. So I think they definitely can survive. If let's say LeBron is out 10 games, again, I don't know. I think the Lakers can definitely go 4 and 6 or 5 and 5 in those games. Their next 5, they play some of the best teams. They lost to the Suns tonight. I mean, understandable, back-to-back, no LeBron. But they have teams like the Philadelphia 76ers coming up, I believe. So I think they have the Bucks also. So they have some tough matchups coming up, but they also have some easier games like the Magic and the Pelicans, which they need to win, really, because you can understand them losing to better teams without LeBron and AD, but they really need to pick up those wins against the teams that are under 500. So I'd say that's the key to keeping a respectable record without LeBron and then without AD. So that's sort of the Lakers thing. I don't think it's the end of the world. I think they'll probably finish between the 3rd seed and the 6th seed. If I had to guess, because, the Spurs are the 7th seed. I don't think the Spurs are going to overtake them. The team that they really need to be worried about are the Mavericks, because the Mavericks are 5 games back, and they're looking a lot better. They beat the Blazers tonight. Luka has been much better. They're 7-3 in their last 10. So I think that would be the team that they would be the most worried about, the Lakers. If we talk about the MVP race, is it over for LeBron? No, but it did get a lot harder. I think a lot of LeBron's case was, I think he was the front runner before he got injured, especially with Embiid's injury. I think a lot of LeBron's case, though, was, oh, he's available every game, he's played every game, and now he's going to miss, 12, 13, 14 games on the season overall if he comes back from this injury, no problem. And suddenly it gets a lot harder. Compare that to, I think, the two next MVP candidates who have a realistic chance of winning it after LeBron and Embiid go down are, in my opinion, Damian Lillard and Nikola Jokic. There's obviously Harden and Giannis, but I think both those guys will find it tough to win. Giannis because he's won 2 in a row, and Harden because of the whole Houston situation. That counts as part of his season. So the two teams would be the Nuggets and the Blazers with Jokic and Dame, because those two guys are having great seasons, and it's now very possible that either the Nuggets or the Blazers can become a top 3 seed or a top 4 seed, and that strengthens the case of either Jokic or Dame. So I don't think LeBron is out of MVP, but it got a lot harder, and if I had to bet right now, I would say Jokic is probably going to win it. He's having a great season. So that's sort of the LeBron thing with his injury. Not devastating to the Lakers or himself, but certainly makes life a lot harder. If we talk about LaMelo, he's out for the season. That just sucks. You obviously never want to see someone get injured, especially someone who is as entertaining to watch as LaMelo Ball. He was definitely the Rookie of the Year front runner. Now, I think he'll find it. I think it'll be tough for him to win it. The Hornets have played 41 games. So LaMelo has played more than half the season, but not much more. And Anthony Edwards is playing very well under Chris Finch and after the All-Star game. So I think he's probably the favorite right now. Maybe there'd be like a co-Rookie of the Year thing. They've done that before, since LaMelo was so good in the first half of the season. But I'm not sure. So that's the Rookie of the Year thing. As for the Hornets in general, they're 20-21, the 8 seed in the East. The East is so packed from the 4 seed to the 11 seed, really, but the 10 seed. The Raptors are the 11 seed. They lost again to the Cavs tonight. It's not looking good for them, so that might let the Hornets be a playoff team, even if they aren't as good without LaMelo. I feel like the Hornets, they're still going to be a decent team without LaMelo, but I feel like the buzz around them, because of the Hornets, buzz around them is kind of going to dim down, and they're not going to be as fun. They're not going to have that energy. They might still. There's still some other fun players on this team. They're a very unselfish team. They still have very good NBA players like Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier, so I think they'll be fine. I don't think they'll have a dramatic drop-off, but it definitely hurts to lose LaMelo. I think they're going to be in that play-in game from the 7 to 10 seed, if I had to predict, because I think Philly, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Miami, Boston, I would say those are probably going to be the top 6 seeds. I could see maybe Atlanta or Boston falling back, but who's really going to overtake them? None of the teams below them really wow me, so I think those would probably be the top 6 seeds. Again, maybe one of them falls out, and then the play-in game would be the Knicks, the Hornets, the Pacers, and the Bulls, with maybe the Raptors sneaking in there, depending on what they do at the trade deadline. So that would sort of be the playoff implications for the Hornets. I don't think it dramatically changes their season, but it's a bit of a bummer, and it's not great for them. So those are sort of my thoughts on the LaMelo situation. I think it definitely hurts his Rookie of the Year case. I don't think it's impossible for him to win it, but I think it's unlikely at this point. And I think Edwards is going to win it. He's been playing very well recently. The Halliburton was probably the second best rookie for the first half of the season, but Edwards has really taken off recently. He's getting the ball more. He's getting to the rim under Chris Finch even more. He's getting to the line. He still takes a few too many bad threes, but, I'm sure he's going to be working on reducing those a little bit, becoming even more efficient. and that should really help him out. He's looking really good. I feel like this draft class has been better than expected, between Edwards and Ball being really good, having valuable role players so far like Patrick Williams and Tyrese Halliburton. Peyton Pritchard has been okay for the Celtics. Quickly has been good for the Knicks. And then Wiseman, who still has great potential. And, I'm definitely not giving up on him, because I think he definitely has a high ceiling, and maybe the highest ceiling in this draft. I wouldn't say so. I think LaMelo probably has the high ceiling from the draft, but that's sort of the rookie of the year and rookie class thing. So, in conclusion, LeBron and LaMelo both injured. LaMelo out for the season. LeBron out for who knows how many games. We'll see what happens. It definitely isn't a good thing for either team, either player, or the league in general. But that's the end of this video, guys. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more NBA content, and I'll see you guys next time.